Hi everyone, today I'm sitting with the amazing Kaelyn from TKEQ. She's such a star and it's such a privilege to be able to sit next to her and just hear about all of your amazing adventures building a brand. And it's a brand that I think is, everyone knows this brand. When I think of like the it girl popular brand, I think of TKEQ. This brand is insane. And I'm just so excited even for myself to just like try to learn as much as I can from you. And so let's just get started. How old were you when you started? When did you start? How did you pick your name? What inspired you? Like just kind of the basic rundown and foundation.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. This is such a dream. I feel so honored to be here. So TKEQ, I started when I was 17.
Oh, wow.
I'm 26 now, so not to
with
age
your mom
myself.
or dad or how?
My mom helped me. So when I was younger, she owned the business and then graduated into us being co-owners.
Wow.
She's now my CFO as well as my momager, and I'm the CEO.
Amazing.
I started the business very young. I was still in high school, or I just graduated high school, I should say. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for university. I had aspirations and dreams of riding NCAA, and part of that process was choosing what I wanted to do for my minor and my major, having an idea of my direction.
Exactly.
I knew I wanted to go into business, but I thought I wanted to go more of a financial route.
Okay.
And be an accountant, work in that
More
sort of,
numbers.
which looking back on it now is crazy. And when I told my mom this, that I was falling in love with accounting, she's like, no.
She's like, we're not doing this.
We're not doing this. You're too creative. Like, try something else. So I started a t-shirt company, which is now TKEQ.
Amazing.
TKEQ. And
was it originally called TKEQ?
Honestly, the name can be kind of interchangeable.
Okay.
Like, it can be TKEQ, it can be TKEQ, whatever.
And what does the TK stand for?
The TK stands for Team Kennedy. So I was younger, my mom and I both showed our horses together, and everybody would address us as Team Kennedy. So when I was starting the t-shirt company, Team Kennedy Equine already existed, so we just shortened it to TKEQ. Again, I thought this was going to be like a summer project. I did not intend to be a CEO of a fashion brand, but sometimes this is just how the universe
And that's how
works.
the best projects are too.
100%,
It's
right?
natural. Nothing is forced.
It all just kind of came to fruition, and I'm so happy that it did.
That's amazing. Wow. And so what kind of items did you start with? Was it clothing, like shirts, I don't know, jackets? Like what did you guys start with? I think you said the shirts, right? Was it just regular t-shirts or like riding shirts?
T-shirts and sweatshirts with graphics on them.
Okay.
So, our sweatshirt that still exists today is Equestrian Athletics, sort of a big, bold graphic. But we did a ton of t-shirts with different sayings like "you're now being judged," "cute mover," like all the little play on horse sayings. I felt when I was growing up that if a non-horsey relative or friend was going to get me a gift, it ended up being kind of like horse cringe core, you know what I mean?
That's so funny.
So I wanted to create a brand that was a little bit more modern with some, play on words that an equestrian could relate to, but they were also chic and modern, not horse cringe. We don't want horse cringe.
Yeah, no
horse cringe.
And so then you kind of started 2017. That was kind of before like the whole wave of like social media, right?
Exactly.
Like especially like TikTok. I think it was like really during COVID to 2020.
Exactly.
But like Instagram, even like I don't know if you could post like videos at that point.
I don't think Reels were a thing back then.
Yeah,
I don't think Reels were a thing back then, if I'm honest. But we were mainly on Instagram. That's how I grew the business.
Wow.
And I think Reels were introduced maybe in just after 2020, maybe 2019. I don't remember. We'll have to look back at the archives, but social media was a major player in creating, maintaining, and growing the brand. And that's where our following really came from. It was amazing, yeah.
And so then did your first customers kind of start as like just the people you were riding with?
Exactly. Exactly, right? So when I was first doing the t-shirts, I would see a lot of the girls at the barn wearing them, maybe one or two people at a horse show. It was very casual wear, right? Obviously today it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Exactly.
But at the time it was like people that I knew, my friends, all the characters along the way.
That's amazing. Okay, so now Kaelyn, I want to know, what are your passions? We know you love horses, you grew up riding, but other than horses, what are you doing when you're to have fun, like on your weekends? Like what does a typical weekend look like when you're not riding?
So when I'm not riding, I'm a big fan of horsepower, and I have found myself in the motorsport car
that's
world.
insane. Okay.
So I love cars. I
That's
also grew up
amazing.
loving cars and loving horses, so I'm just like a big horsepower girl.
That's so
A
good.
girl
And
loves,
they go together. So
it's perfect, right? No, a girl loves horsepower. So I do a lot of car events back in Calgary.
Wow.
We go on the track, we go on airstrips, we do car shows.
And do you organize those?
I help a little bit,
that's
right?
great.
So it's been amazing to be part of that world
That's
and go to car
amazing.
reveals and just, get to explore that passion.
Who got you into the cars?
So I actually kind of got myself into it. Like I ended up
Wow.
catching like the end of some sort of like car movie one day, and I was like, I like how this makes me feel. And then I
Yeah.
started to watch Top Gear
That's
and learn
incredible.
more about cars.
And in your
then-
family, are they into cars as
No,
well?
literally
Oh,
not at all. It's
seriously?
literally, I'm like a lone wolf.
Oh,
like it's
wow.
crazy,
Because
right?
my dad loves cars,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
obsessed with cars. And so then when I was little, he would also take me to car meets.
Totally.
And he loves classic cars, but
Yeah.
I'm more into like modern cars. But that's kind of like what pushed me along. But you kind of just, it happened.
It just happened, right? And I was the one that would force my family to be like, let's go to a car thing. I'm like, oh my God. Like my mom, when I brought my first like sports car home, like
She
she
probably
didn't
was like-
she didn't get it. She was like, it's just like a red Porsche.
Yeah,
And then
and
people
she's-
would stop outside of the office to take photos of it, and she's like,
like,
oh,
what's-
this is like
yeah.
a red Porsche.
yeah,
I'm
this
like,
is like the thing.
yes,
this is
mother.
it.
Exactly.
Do you have any
right?
siblings?
Just me, only
Oh,
child.
wow.
One,
Okay, that's
one of
so I was
one.
saying maybe if you have a brother, you guys could go do that. That would have been so fun to
Exactly,
do.
right? But
Yeah.
it's honestly fun being a girl in the car world.
yeah.
I love, it puts people's head on a swivel because no one expects me
I
to be like
know.
driving on the track, doing this,
Yeah.
getting so involved. But it's so fun. Like that's definitely one of my
That's
passions,
so cool.
right?
I
yeah,
love that.
Thank you.
And so then, do you do hunters or jumpers?
I do hunters. I'm
Okay.
a hunter gal.
Because if you're going fast with the cars, you need to do
It's
the,
yeah,
you
and
need to do the
that's
jumpers.
and that's crazy, right? But there's something about I don't know what it is, and it sounds like so silly, but there's something about the buzzer and like the stripy warm-up jumps that like
You're
really
like-
I'm like I
you're
gotta
like,
go.
we're not doing
I
this.
gotta
We're
go.
done.
No.
We're
But yeah, I
done.
love going fast in cars and going real slow
do you
on
race?
horses.
Do you go on track as well?
I would love to. I mean, maybe in like another life,
That's
be a
so
race car
cool.
driver. But
Oh,
like I've
that's
driven my
amazing.
car on the track before,
That's
and
so
like I just have
cool.
so much fun.
Wow, that's
yeah,
so special.
Thank
and so,
you.
so then do you guys? So what else do you do besides riding? So do you work out? Like, what is your
Yeah.
typical? Like, run us through your typical day.
So a typical day for me, I go to the gym first thing. I believe that to have my
Every
best
day.
day, I go first thing in the morning,
Every
either
single
to get just some steps in
Okay.
or to lift some weights. Like I just feel like it's the right way to get my brain
Yeah.
focused on work,
Doing
right?
something physical.
Exactly. Then
Getting
I
your
kind of walk
energy
in.
out. Yeah.
Exactly, right. Feel good in the morning, and then I'll go to the office, work there with my team in
And this is in
Calgary.
in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. So we just have opened up a warehouse in Wellington.
Yes, which
but-
we're currently in
Which
right
we're
now.
currently in on site. But my primary office, my headquarters is in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So we have about 6,000 square feet, and that's where majority of my team works. So I'm usually there collaborating with them, working on my
Wow.
stuff, designing, editing.
How many people are on your team?
I think we're at like 7 or
That's
8
insane.
right
Oh
now.
my
We're like
gosh.
in
That's
house
so
on
good.
contract, so it's like an amazing
That's
group
great.
of, and it's
And-
all women.
And everyone's
power.
in the building together.
A little bit of
Okay.
everything. So some people down here, some in Canada,
Remote.
and then we have a few people that are contract based, spread out in Canada
That's
and in the
perfect.
States. So it's like a great collaborative group of gals.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl
And-
power.
Girl power. So then, what made you want to get a place in Wellington now that? I mean, I've heard the taxes are probably
And the tariffs
Yeah,
have
the
been
tariffs
just such a
are-
nightmare.
exactly.
The US is a huge portion of our business. I would say about like 85% of our business has always happened in the States. It's just been a trend. I mean, obviously you guys have a show circuit and everything that
Exactly.
Canada can never replicate due to winter. But with the tariffs and the taxes, it's been so hard to keep up with that ever-changing.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
It's been just such a nightmare,
Yeah.
right? So we ended up, this was always the goal at some point, but it basically made
It
us
pushed you in that direction.
we had to get our ducks
Exactly.
in a row, right? I think spending too much time trying to fight the inevitable would have been a downfall for many businesses, right? And I think it would have caught up with us too.
Yeah, 100%.
But being able to have space down here, be boots on the ground in a place like Wellington. Like it's worked.
Insane.
It's worked perfectly. I mean, it's a gift to be down here, but it's also amazing to have the company down here. It's faster. It's faster shipping for everybody.
Oh, 100%.
Like it works out amazing.
Yeah, and cheaper shipping as well.
Cheaper shipping, faster. Like it's good for everybody.
No, that's amazing.
Know?
And so then, how would somebody be able to physically purchase like a TK?
So if you want to shop TKEQ in person and like feel things, try things on, see colors, we have about 100 retail partners in the States.
That's amazing. Wow.
A good handful in Canada. We have one in Singapore. Like we're really on our
incredible.
world tour these days.
What has been like your one thing through retail to be able to like grow and get into new countries and all of that?
Definitely at the beginning, it was a lot of us approaching people, right? And just word of mouth, like through DMs, you know, trying to
connect with different tax shops.
Exactly, right? And also that is one part of being from Canada. It is very isolating, right? We have some tax stores, but again, not in the numbers that you guys do in the States. And it's hard to break into this market being so far away, right? I can't just pop by a tax store. I can't just meet someone at a show.
You have to plan a whole trip around it.
Right, and you have to be memorable enough that someone's going to take your DM or your email seriously and go from point A to somehow get to point Z, right?
Because starting off, I'm sure like so many people that are watching this that are maybe just starting off, it's like you'll email all these people and sometimes like, you won't hear back from them. It's like,
and that's just part of it, right? And that's just part of the grind. And I think, you know, especially if you are in the horse world, we are all addicted to this grind that once you like get it right, whether it's with like a new horse, you know, a new style of riding, a different chapter for you, like it's a lot of hard work, but when you get it right, it's like euphoric. And that's how it is with the business too, right? It takes so much time and so much dedication. It's tireless and sometimes thankless, but at the same time, once you reach that like peak, it's worth everything and more.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And so you're probably like, how do you even separate? You're working like all day, every day. Like Monday is probably the same as like a Saturday for you. Like days are probably just all look the same. Like Sunday is like another Tuesday. Do you just work every day, or do you kind of block off like, okay, Sundays are me? Like, what do you do? Do you separate it, or you kind of just like go through with the motion and just work every day?
As I feel like most equestrians do, struggle with work-life balance.
I know, it's so hard.
And it's also like, I love what I do, and I'm very grateful for that I never want to, like going to the office is not a chore. Like I love being here.
You look forward to being like,
100%.
oh, like today I'm going to get this out.
I'm just going to go pop by the office and do a couple hours of work, right? Like I love what I do, and there's always something to do, but that's my goal this year, is to have better work-life balance. Definitely being down here in WEF and riding again. You know, usually the weekends would be kind of my time off, but I'm like, well, I'm here. I may as well, you know, go to a vendor or go see this person or whatever. So it's almost like my day off is like half of Monday, because it's all the weekend with riding, then no horse on Monday, but everyone's working on Monday. I'm like, oh my God, I know. Like, I don't know. The work-life balance is not existent right now.
I know, it doesn't exist, honestly.
Maybe
it's so hard.
at the end of circuit.
Yes.
Maybe May 1st we'll try work-life balance. But
and so then what is like a typical, run us through your full day. So what, are you like an early bird? Night owl?
I'm an early bird. And I think it might be because I'm in my like mid to late 20s that all of a sudden I like love 8 hours of sleep, and that like sets me up for my best day. So I'm up early, go to the gym first, straight into the office. I try to be there at least an hour before everyone else shows up, just so I can get my ducks.
Around, like?
I feel like I get to the office. Our office starts in Calgary at 9:30, so I try and be there at 8.
Oh wow.
That's kind of my like game plan.
Great.
And then I can get my ducks in a row, you know, get everything organized before the girls show up, have a full, like, beautiful work day. And then after that, I go home and have some, like, chill time. And then maybe socialize in the evening.
So
home
what time
by
do you
8,
stay?
It's perfect.
Oh, so you're home, you get home usually by 8.
Oh my God, I'm like, so I try and be home like as early as possible. Like once I've done all my fun things, right, and see people outside of the horse
like
world.
The work, what time do you usually stay till?
I mean, our office, we do have very condensed hours. So our office in Calgary is open from like 9:30 to 3.
Oh wow.
But I'll either try and leave at 3 or like stay till 4, you know, just get enough done. And then I have my afternoon to like
that's perfect.
run
so you still have time.
Exactly, run errands, go work at home. I love to work at home. Like that's also,
amazing.
I have a beautiful office and I love it.
And that's so inspiring to just be in there.
God, it's amazing, right? It's so fun, but like there is something so nice about like sending an email from your couch.
I
Like
know.
that's like my guilty pleasure.
That's
I'm
so
like
good.
like regards, Kaelyn Kennedy,
I
CEO,
know.
as I'm in my like fuzzy pajamas,
literally.
sitting on the couch watching
That's
Real
so good.
Housewives.
I
right?
love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know as well, what do you do? Because, you know, when we're going 160 miles an hour, sometimes we could feel like burnout a little bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of our job not only is like, you know, customer service, fulfilling orders, but also like creativity is like a huge part of our job as founders. And so is there ever moments where you feel maybe a little bit less inspired creatively?
Definitely creative burnout is a real thing,
Yeah.
and it's hard, especially trying to produce seasonal collections that have to be done so far ahead of time.
Exactly.
Right? Like as
And
a
that pressure too could
it's
like
crazy, right?
Exactly.
And you have to deliver, right? Like I have a team counting on me, I have stores, like we have to keep it fun and fresh and keep
Exactly.
TKEQ like the It Girl brand,
Exactly.
right? So like right now it's February. We're on the final stages of closing orders
Wow.
for fall and winter of this
Exactly.
year.
No, exactly.
Right? So like my next thing is to start working on spring for 2027,
Wow.
which is
So
crazy.
yeah, how long in advance do you start working on that season's, like 6 months in advance?
I mean, a little bit more than that,
Yeah,
right?
because then you have to manufacture and everything. And if
Exactly.
there's problems, like you
it
get the
takes
sample.
it takes so much time, right?
So like
and so
almost
much
8
consider-
months maybe.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like so collections that are launching in November, we've already produced all the samples. People put in their orders
That's
for their
incredible.
stores.
Wow.
So being on that system, it's so great because we're always ahead. We're
Yeah,
always
and
very
organized,
organized,
yeah.
which is like a huge part of it. But at the same time, it's hard to like even spring that just launched like last week. I've been looking at that for almost a year. I'm like, that's old news. I'm excited about what's happening in November.
I know.
Right?
So then it's like, yeah, you're always kind of like your feet are in two different
I
positions.
like when we're talking about dates at the office, I'm like, you have to use a year or else I have no idea what's
I know,
happening. It's like my
literally.
first day on earth. I'm
Oh my
like May 26, 25,
Yeah.
27. Like,
Exactly.
we don't know.
And how many pieces do you guys have right now total between your shirts? Like everything, like I see you have breeches here, which is
Yeah.
insane. Like I didn't even know about these. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And so how many different items do you have right now?
Oh my God, I honestly, off the top of my head, couldn't even
Like
tell you. We have so
hundreds,
many.
right?
We have so
Probably.
many athletics. We have a little bit of outerwear left that we're currently rejigging and working on. We have
Okay.
breeches. We have sweaters.
Pajamas.
We have pajamas. We have accessories. We have things for pony kids. We have stuff for guys. Like we're
Wow.
like broadening
Wow.
the TKEQ universe. It's
And
crazy.
would you say that like the more products you have, like the more like as like a person that owns a brand, like the more success like you're able to have because it kind of like than just being like a one shop, like because some brands
Yeah.
only have shirts, for example, but you guys now have expanded.
Totally. I feel like it's a little bit of a double-edged sword in the sense of, you know, what works well, you have to keep doing that. Like
Exactly.
our top sellers,
Like stay in that lane.
exactly,
a
like the
little bit,
Kennedy
yeah.
and the Chloe, we keep recoloring them because you can never have too many of that
Exactly.
design. People love it. You know, in WEF, when I was showing today, a lot of the girls who were setting jumps were wearing the Chloe. I'm like, that's
so
awesome. It's so cool to see it like in the wild,
and that's like the
right?
best like feeling as a founder to
Exactly.
see your items, like not even know who the person is, and
Yeah, just
see them
see
just
them.
walk by and you're like, whoa, like
It's such a like crazy moment because I know people are buying the clothes, obviously them on someone
the
that like, you've
show.
never met. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool.
that's amazing. That's so exciting.
You know, it's so fun, and yeah, I feel like going back to what you were saying earlier, you know, it's good to know what your audience likes and what translates well, and to offer, you know, the classic equestrian colors plus some other fun things, and then experiment a little
Exactly.
bit, see what sticks. Right, you're never gonna know unless you try,
Yeah.
and sometimes a product. I don't want to say failing.
have you ever had, I was going to ask that, a product that like you thought was going to do great but it didn't?
Yeah. So
Like what kind of product was it?
One product that we've kind of been on a little bit of a journey with, the Chloe. It's so flattering on with the high neck. Love it for sun protection. It's so great. I've been riding in mine like all the time. I've been taking a couple extras, I'll be honest, from the office. Like, sorry guys,
Stealing
but
in the
I've
middle
been
of the
taking a
night?
couple extras when I go
That's
home. This one right here.
Oh, that's perfect.
So it's the like high collar with the
like
mesh.
exactly.
Exactly. So it's so nice and it's so flattering on. It's
That's
almost like
amazing.
Skims. Like you like
Yeah.
I feel like I
It
look
like sucks you in.
I look 10 times hotter in a Chloe in the breeches. It's
That's
fantastic,
perfect.
right? You know, the sleeveless Chloe is so popular, but the one without the high collar, people didn't really bite.
Oh, wow.
And it's not a failure, right? It's just learning. And sometimes you
Exactly.
learn more from those losses than you do the
Exactly.
wins, right?
No, exactly.
So that's one thing that we're working on, maybe a different fabric. You know, that will be coming down the pipeline at some point. But once you know what works, just like play with it a little bit. You know, it's like I think
It's
of
like
it
testing it out.
exactly. And you know what's so funny? Like I think of it like pasta.
Oh yeah.
Pasta you can do anything with.
Mm-hmm.
You might love the base. Maybe you don't like, these 3 ingredients,
Yeah,
but you like
the vegetables.
Exactly, right? But just like have fun with it.
No,
like
that's
it's
so
all
true.
fun,
That's amazing. And so then how, like, is there a certain process when you're designing a shirt that you're like, okay, this is my design, then do you focus on color and then do you focus on material? Or like, do you ever start out with like, okay, I love this material, let's do something with it? Like, how does it kind of work? Like, do you dedicate certain time to like go find material that you, like, you're like, oh, I need new material for this, like, let me go get some ideas, and like, how do you go about finding material?
So definitely there's been a trend, I'm sure everyone is like aware of it over the last couple of years, of like very techie fabrics, right? Moisture wicking, we want it breathable, and then perforation has become so big recently, right? We were recently on a trip for some fabric buying in Canada and to also visit a couple manufacturers, and just being able to touch and feel different fabrics that maybe you would have never considered before, but after touching them, you're like, this would actually be great for this shirt.
Exactly.
What about that for that shirt, right? So it's kind of a little bit of like a combination, right? I definitely, going into different seasons, know which products I want to, like the Kaelyn Kennedy, they'll always be there. Are they going to get a new color? Are we going to change the design slightly? Are we going to add something new, right? Like it kind of goes down from there. And then if you find a cool fabric, like throw it on a silhouette that everyone loves.
That's
People
perfect.
are more likely to try.
And if they, if it's different and everything, that just gives you a competitive advantage. Then.
Exactly, right? So
that's perfect.
It's fantastic.
And then, maybe I was going to ask too, that kind of like made me think, there's so many different clothing brands. What would you recommend for somebody wanting to get into clothing and start a clothing brand maybe, and how would you recommend, because there is a lot.
There's so many now.
What would you suggest for them to kind of like make themselves like stand out and be different?
I feel like, I know inspo is a huge thing, and we all take inspo from different brands and things that we've done and people that we've met along the way. Like that's just part of being a human and creative, right? I think what's important is to differentiate yourself enough that you are your own brand. You don't look like somebody else's.
You're just like a knockoff of
exactly, right? And I know that with the trends, and this is also, a whole other discussion, but when does it become copying someone versus following a trend?
That's
right?
So true. Yeah.
But you want to make sure that
because
you're
you want to follow the trend, and because otherwise it's like you want to sell what people are wanting to buy.
Exactly, right? You want to be on trend enough, but also different enough that someone has an excuse to like buy another black turtleneck or another sleeveless shirt or another sweater, right? Like,
no, exactly.
There has to be something, whether it's your marketing, your presentation, your fabrics, your colors, like, don't be afraid to just get a little bit more out of the box. That way you're memorable.
And so then if you had to like wrap up and say like TKEQ, what is like one word that you would kind of describe like the girls that wear it? And like, I don't know if you would want to kind of like maybe a couple words to describe like what do you want people to think when they try on your clothes? Like what are they left with?
I feel like the cool girls wear TKEQ.
I know the cool girls definitely wear TKEQ.
The cool girls, like they're definitely like the equestrian it girls, and I can tell, whenever I spot somebody wearing the brand, especially here in WEF, like they're like strutting it. Like they're like walking to their ring, they're walking here, they're walking there, and they look great. And I think that's so important to wear something that like you feel so confident in. We're in a world that's so hypercritical, right? Especially, I think as females of ourselves, the horse world, you're now being judged. That's kind of how it works.
Exactly.
So to feel
that's
even
so
more
true.
confident.
You're not being judged at the walk. It's
exactly.
Like, why are they judging us so much?
It's like, come on, wait. Come on, time out.
That's so funny that you just brought that up, because my whole life I did like hunters and or when I was younger, not as much anymore, like not anymore, but when I was younger, and it's like now, like it's like you have this whole thing of being judged now, like. But now it's like literally since you're little, it's like we're being judged, and it's like part of our vocab.
Exactly,
right? As an equestrian.
It's crazy, but like that's why like you want to be even more confident. Whether it's like if it's something that you wear that makes you more confident, or something that you do before you ride. Like I love that my brand is part of that like confidence routine.
Feel confident.
Exactly, because even for me, right? Like I've recently gotten back in the saddle after.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
We're here in Wellington, and you're showing now.
I know.
That's insane.
Oh
How long of a break did you take between like riding consistently before until now?
Like 5 years. Like I stopped like just before the pandemic started.
To walk into business, or like what was it kind of?
It just ended up kind of being how the universe went, right? I was down in California riding at Thermal actually. And the pandemic happened. I was riding a sales horse. The horse sold. Pandemic started. I just was kind of like paused.
Okay.
You know, so it worked out that way, and there just wasn't an opportunity that really made sense until coming down here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and to be in Wellington, like, why wouldn't I try and ride?
I know, it's
right?
like horses are everywhere. It's
dream,
beautiful.
right? But yeah, I've been out of the saddle for like 5 years, and I've just gotten back into it, and it's been so fun.
That's
and I'm just like
amazing.
having like the best time down here.
And you said that you had come here not knowing that you were going to end up back in the showroom. You kind of
No.
just wanted to have fun.
I just wanted to like have a horse again and like just be at the barn and
now you're in the
ride.
showroom.
And now I'm in the showroom.
That's
like,
amazing.
It's so crazy.
And you've done several weeks?
This is actually my first week
Oh,
back
that's
showing.
amazing.
I know,
Oh,
so
that's
it's
so
so
good.
crazy, but it's just such a dream. And like one thing that my good friend Brianne, who
Yes.
you obviously know, we were chatting and she had asked me after my first day of showing, like, did you have fun?
Yeah.
And I'm like, honestly, like I couldn't remember if I had fun because I was so hypercritical.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You were
how
like,
did I look?
it's
How did it
hard.
feel?
I
Like,
know.
you know, what are the results going to be? Like, I'm so just like focused on that. But at the same time, like, no, we should be having fun.
I
And
know,
this is what
it's
I'm
all
saying
about having fun.
about
I
being so
know.
hypercritical, right? That I'm
Exactly.
like, my first day on earth, and I'm like, I gotta win.
I know,
Like,
you
it
have
has
to
to
be
be
perfect
perfect.
already.
I have to find every distance. Like, no,
Exactly.
like, we're here, we're gonna have fun.
Exactly.
It's gonna be great. He's gonna be a good boy. I'm
Exactly.
gonna be a well-behaved Annie.
And then
life's great.
Exactly. And then I feel like because I'm the same way where I'm like so perfectionist and hypercritical, that then I almost do worse when I get in that mentality.
Oh my God.
So my dad, since I was little, he's always like, if you go in the ring smiling, he's like, I know you're always gonna place and do better
Yeah.
than if you go in like super serious, because then your brain just
100%.
like shuts down and you just like
Exactly.
fixate on it's like the same thing. So you
It's
just have to go in with
crazy.
a smile. Like that's the best way.
And it's like
Even
so,
if you're not feeling good, just go with a smile.
Well, I like to take a breath and whatnot. Like one thing I
Exactly.
was kind of reflecting on and like chatting with my mom about, because obviously moms know best. But like through my junior career, I've jumped so many rounds, especially being the hunters. You jump so many rounds, so many horses. There are very few rounds that I could like recall and tell you about, but what I can remember is like how fun it is to be at the barn, how fun it is to like see my horse friends,
Exactly.
like, you know, all
being
of
in
those,
your own world, just at the barn with the horses.
exactly. And I'm like, that's the fun, right? Like the fun is being at WEF and getting to go into a ring and jump and like win, lose or draw. It doesn't matter, right?
And just to be here is so many questions, dreams that like when you're actually get here and you're like able to show and like even just ride, like it's just like insane.
It's like just like take a breath and like take
I know
it
this
in,
is like
take
this
it
is
all
it. Like
in.
it doesn't get better than
I
this.
know,
Honestly.
right? Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It's so good. So I want to know, was there ever like a huge jump in sales that you were like it suddenly everything started like cranking and going up in numbers?
So probably the biggest moment when things really started to change. You know, we were doing t-shirts and sweatshirts for so long, only graphics. And then I want to say it was 2018, maybe pushing 2019. I'm obviously not a dates person here. We launched our first athletics collection.
Oh,
and our
wow.
first
Okay.
athletics, it was the Taylor, the Mia, and I want to say the Skylar. Obviously,
so this was like what, 2-3 years after starting the
exactly. We
business.
like just tried something different. And I, at the time, was going to a sports high school.
Oh, wow.
And even though we had all gotten in with the same fitness testing, we were all, you know, Olympic eligible athletes, if you will.
Oh, so
I
you went
was
to a special
special high school, exactly.
Wow. And it was selective, like what were you in this, were you in for riding?
I was in for riding.
Wow.
So there was all different sports. There was like luge, there was alpine skiing,
This is
snowboarding.
insane. I didn't even know this existed.
It was so cool, right? And it was actually at the Olympic Park in Calgary with
No
the
way.
88 Olympics. Again,
That's
so bad
insane.
about dates,
Oh my
but like the
gosh.
Olympics were
Were
held
you
in
considering
Calgary.
riding professionally?
I mean, there definitely was a time that I wanted to. Again, yeah, I thought I was going to be like a rider and then an accountant. And like I somehow
And your
we're
mom's
here.
like, we're doing this.
Yeah, she's like, actually, no, you're not.
Yeah, literally.
She's like, I know you better than you know yourself. But at school, you know, even though we were all there for the same reasons and we were all, you know, we were selected to be there, I was always viewed as a non-athlete, being a horse girl.
Oh, wow.
So the first big step of the business, and like this is where real world knowledge really helps, I came up with the like, you know, every sport has a brand.
Exactly.
Hockey has Bauer, you know, golf, maybe you're a Titleist, you know, everybody has their place.
Exactly.
Riders don't, right? So that was the big thing of starting TK. the athletics portion, I should say, was to have a go-to athletics brand. Now, obviously, athletics is very popular.
Exactly.
But when we first did that launch of those 3 original shirts, we sold out in like an hour.
That's crazy.
It was like my Kylie Jenner moment.
Like, what was it because you ramped up on social media, or like what was the big thing?
It was all hyped up on socials.
Okay.
And that, I mean, for myself and everybody involved at the time was like really the first step, the first, we just tried our best, right?
And
like
how was it hyped up on socials? Like, were you doing like a ton of posts of behind the scenes? Or what was
a ton of posts and like the drawings of the items and photo shoots, people riding in them, like here are the features, here's what you're gonna love about them. And I mean, obviously they took off. So that was insane. So awesome, but it was crazy the redirection of the brand, right? Like I never
then you
thought
had to do it again. You were like,
we had to do it again, right? So then we started to pivot more towards athletics than t-shirts and sweatshirts because that's what was selling, and that became a huge trend. As you can see now, there's so many equestrian athletics businesses.
And were you guys already pretty popular as just a t-shirt and sweatshirt brand that you had like enough of like a following to then do, or like was it kind of just like you're just like, let's just try this too?
It was like we were definitely, I don't even
like
want to
in
say
retailers yet.
Like, we weren't in.
Or the wholesale.
I don't think we were in any retailers. Maybe like a couple local ones at that time, if I remember correctly. But definitely the athletics like pushed us to like a different level, right? And it got more attention because oh my god, like this is new, this is fun, this is different.
That's crazy. And
like,
no one was probably doing
it.
what you were doing at that time.
We were like definitely,
very
I don't want to
unique.
say the first, but like one of the first. I don't want to dethrone anybody, but we were like definitely at the beginning of that, right?
That's
so
insane.
It was crazy. What a time to be alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so now I want to kind of get into, you know, like we've got the milestones, which are keep us going.
Yeah.
But then we learn a lot from, you know, the hardships and kind of see what was a moment where you were like, I don't know, close. You probably haven't been close to kind of like stopping, because this just seems like the whole time is
trajectory's up.
It's always up, and you're so positive. Like you will just take a negative to be positive. But when was the time where you were like, I don't know, kind of like, oh, this is terrible, like I'm losing it, like we need to like stop this or do this? Like when was the time where you're just like, this is chaos,
it's too much?
Like, it's too much?
Definitely. I mean, in the growing stages of the business, like there's something nice about having a brand that's super popular. I think what people don't consider is the logistics that go on behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, so true.
I'm so grateful of this steady build because I don't know what we would have done if we went viral like day one, right? It's crazy. There was a time like for the beginning stages of the business, I should say, I ran the business out of like our basement, right? It was at home. And then when we started to get more and more inventory, we added a storage locker. Like this is actually crazy to compare like where we are now. And in the moment, this made me almost have a breakdown, but now I look at it like, oh my god, that was so fun back then. I was so young. So we added one storage locker for extra inventory.
In the backyard?
Not in the backyard, just at like a different, like offsite at like a storage company.
Yeah.
And then we got another one, and then we got another one, and then we had 6 storage lockers of. Everyone was like full to the brim of products.
Crazy.
In the
That's amazing.
It was so wild, but of course it oh my god, it made me like so angry having to be in there because every like 20 minutes the light would turn off.
No way.
So you're in a building and all of a sudden it's like pitch black.
Oh my god.
And you're like in a box and you don't have your fob and you're like, why am I? That could have been an accountant.
You're like literally like losing it. Like, I'm done with this.
And so that was like a growing pain. Obviously, after that, we got our first warehouse, and now we have 2 buildings in Calgary and obviously 1 here. But in the moment, like that was almost my breaking point. I'm like, this is so uncomfortable, but you're also like, growing, right? You're supposed to feel.
It's part of growing is uncomfortable.
It really is, 100%. But yeah, I mean, besides that, there was definitely, we've been very lucky with our manufacturers.
Okay.
But there was definitely.
Have you used different manufacturing as you've grown?
Yeah, we've changed up a bit. Like we have some that we still use from, I don't want to say the beginning, but like
early first few years.
Exactly, years, right? So some of our initial manufacturers we still use. Definitely there's been a couple that have been tough, right? Like there was a shipment of sweaters for one of our spring collections.
Recently or when?
This was still like storage locker era. So this was like, this was
2 to 3 years.
This was a little, like a hot minute ago. But the whole shipment arrived and they were all wrong.
Oh my gosh.
They were all wrong. Like you unpackaged to check stock.
So you're probably like crying on
Oh my God, it was like brutal because we had, hundreds of sweaters like we can't sell, so we had them reproduced so that everybody.
So you had to send it back or what?
So we actually, with that manufacturer, we couldn't send it back.
Oh my god.
So we had all these luckily part of being a founder and a CEO is like thinking on your feet.
Exactly.
So we ended up being able to connect with a women's charity and donating and like helping
amazing.
that way.
So you really turned a negative and made it a positive.
Exactly, right? And this is what I'm saying. There's always going to be these little like pockets of bad.
Exactly.
But it always like ends up working out.
You have to like get through the storm.
Exactly. And like now, we know better. If we never had a mistake like that, we would never, if we're using a new manufacturer, we're trying something out, we always have a few sent so we can check them versus
just like ordering bulk of like
a
product you've
300 sweaters that you can't do anything with.
And then you're like, wow. So, now that you guys have grown so much, what is it like working with a team? You should feel so proud that you have so many people on the same dream of yours, helping you and now them kind of tying in you. Everyone's kind of chasing their dream with TKEQ. This is amazing. So what is it like working with other people?
We have like the most exceptional team now, and everyone is so amazing, and I love them all. And they are so supportive. And how I know they're so great is I can take a break and the business runs seamlessly.
That's amazing.
And that's fantastic.
Which is so important for you because you can't be always going like 3,000 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Even though when you do take a break, like on vacation, you probably are still doing
I'm like
so much
I'm
work.
like twiddling my thumbs. I need to go on my emails.
Wait, you're like slowly grabbing the computer. You're like, okay, let's see.
It's crazy, right? Like this is kind of funny, but earlier this year, one of my friends from Calgary was down in Miami for work, so I, drove down to meet her and to hang out. And even on the girls' trip, I had to bring my laptop. I just need to know that it's like
anxiety and separation.
It's literally like I need to know that it's close to me, just in case, so I can like cuddle it at night.
That's so good.
Right?
I know. I feel you.
I can't like not be without my laptop.
No, same.
I also can't like email on my phone. Like I know I'm like not that old, but like I can't email.
I know
on
you
the
feel
phone.
like I feel like it's like I don't know if you feel the same way, but like you won't have like the ending, like it's like I feel like it's not as professional when it's sent from your phone.
No,
and somehow like even though you delete like the sent from my iPhone, like I feel like it's not as professional. Like I don't know.
I feel like everyone's like staring at me.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm just like DMing somebody.
I know, literally. Everyone is looking forward to like so many new things that are going to be coming out with TKEQ. Can you give us like any hints of like what we could see this year and like into the next years? Like what is your plan and what kind of secrets can you kind of tell us and what to expect for this next year?
So definitely, one thing that's not super new but has become like a real pinnacle of the business is our breeches. That's one side of the business that I'd love to grow more, as well as our mini line. We launched mini size for pony kids at the beginning of last year, which is amazing, right? Because it's like, you're looking up to the equestrian it girl, and you might just be an it pony kid, right?
No, it starts young.
Exactly, and I love seeing like the little pony kids wearing TK, right?
Yeah, that's so fun.
It's nice to have their own size. We want to keep growing that. I feel like that's really important.
Have you actually ever gone up to somebody and been like, "Oh, this is my brand"? Like,
oh my god, I feel like I'll get better at that.
Because that's so cool. I would be like, oh my gosh, no way.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, that would be so fun. Like if somebody came up to me and been like, I would have been like, if you would have come up to me, if I was wearing it, I'd be like, oh my gosh, no way. Like that'd be so cool.
And that's like
the
one
founders
thing.
Come and talk to me.
Exactly right. And that's like one thing that I want to get better at and be more like forward facing and more like better at media stuff. Because I feel, especially being Canadian, I'm like very like kind and
she's the easiest person to talk to, by the way. Like this is like
I'm always
I feel like
oh
I've
my
known
god.
you for like the last like 6 years.
100%.
Oh my gosh, straight sisters. I'm telling you, like we are straight up sisters. I'm telling you, like you as like forward facing, like you should be like on every single billboard. Like
you're
this
so
is like
sweet.
You are like so talented and like you're so good with people.
Oh, I appreciate that. I feel like it's maybe just more again being very self-critical, like nervous to like go up to someone and be like, hi, like I'm Kaelyn.
But you have or no?
I mean, there's been certain situations where I have.
Okay.
But it feels like pulling teeth to be like, hi, I'm Kaelyn,
I know.
right? I just want to be in the background.
Have you seen any like cool riders like wearing your stuff where you're like, oh, this is it. Like she's wearing my stuff or he's wearing my stuff.
One person that I saw, which like one of my friends sent me a screenshot from Instagram, was like, I think this is your brand. And the next day she posted like a photo dump was Bella Hadid.
No way.
I bought it organically, which was so cool. And then just seeing like a supermodel.
Yeah.
And also
she's like so iconic.
Oh my gosh, she's
amazing.
so amazing, right? And like I think that really changed the dynamic. There was also Billie Eilish was paparazzi'd in a Chloe leaving a workout class, and someone had sent it to me on Instagram, and I was like,
that's so cool. You probably like lost it.
Oh my god, I remember like at the time
I would lose it. I think I'd do like a backflip or something. I can't even do a backflip.
It was insane. But like when I received that DM, I was like, I think it was like at dinner or something like with my ex-boyfriend. And I was like, oh my god, like Billie Eilish is wearing TK.
That's so
and he's like, who? I'm like,
you're like, get out of here.
And you're done. You're off the team. You're off the team. I was like, you're not cool.
Yeah,
she's cool.
Yeah, literally.
Right? Oh
my
god.
Crazy.
But like that stuff's cool, and I feel like it also gives people who are not in the equestrian world like a very mainstream outlook. Like, oh my god, like you know who Bella is, you know who Billie is. It's crazy, but like so cool.
That's so
I love
cool.
Bella.
I love that.
Thank
we
you,
love
Bella.
That's so cool. Okay, so I know there's so many equestrians out there that are wanting to start their own brand and that haven't maybe taken the first step yet. And what would you recommend for them starting off with from scratch? Like, what would you recommend to another equestrian trying to maybe create something of their own?
Just like what we were talking about earlier, of course, if you're going to start a brand, you want to follow the trend, but also make products that speak to you and like your experience and what you feel is missing in your riding wardrobe or something that you feel is missing in the industry, right? I think that individual character of a brand is what makes it so memorable versus 100%. The like sort of cookie cutter. But yeah, like your personality should speak through in your brand.
100%.
And that's how you make it to being in the It Girl brand, right?
No, and it's so amazing what you've done with the brand. I mean, honestly, like I see it everywhere. It's
Thank you.
When I think of like your brand, it's exactly like that. It's like the cool girl brand, and it's like it's so cool to even just be sitting in here at Wellington. Like we're in your like this is probably second home base for you.
Basically, yeah.
It's insane, guys, and she has like a huge warehouse stock in the other side, and I mean she's doing it. She is such an inspiration for every like business founder. I mean, this is insane.
Thank you so much. You're so kind.
Thank you. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, Kaelyn, for being here. And this has been so much fun, and I've loved just like sitting down, and for myself, like as a founder, I've learned so much just from sitting here, and I'm in shock and in awe over what you've created. And I hope to be able to even like I'm trying to like follow along your footsteps and create something just as amazing. So you've inspired me so much just sitting here. So thank you so much for spending the time to sit with me today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll definitely see each other soon, hopefully.
Of course.
And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do you want to maybe say, I'll put all the information for where you can buy TKEQ online. We'll have everything down below. Follow them on Instagram.
Thank you.
Do you guys have TikTok?
We do have TikTok.
Okay,
we
follow
do.
them on TikTok.
We're on all the trendy sites.
And yes, following all the trends. And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Hey,
I love that.